So the oil market in the United States has absolutely crashed, and it's kind of weird that a lot of people don't even know it or recognize it. But that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Before I get started, welcome back to the Mr. Global channel. I really appreciate all my new followers and subscribers. What am I talking about? Oil closed at, what, 58.50 today? And a lot of people will think, that's not that bad. 58.50, that doesn't seem that bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Keep in mind, 58.50 today is the equivalent of about 42.50 in 2014. And in 2014, we found ourselves in the middle of one of the worst crashes in oil and gas history when oil fell to $42. Yes, that's right. But I think the reason this time around it's not really widely recognized as a crash is because you didn't have the crash effect. So in 2014, you had oil prices fall from, I think, just over $110 a barrel to around $42 in a matter of, I think, 5 months, 6 months. And this time around, the last time oil was that expensive was, I think, late 22, early 23. But, it's been a couple of years. Nevertheless, the end result is still the same. Today, oil is a lot cheaper than it needs to be for us to drill new wells. And yes, there are some companies working in some basins that can drill some wells profitably, but overall, industry-wide, we're in a pretty bad spot right now. But there's also a lot of market manipulation going on. Traders are looking at inventories and storage and they're not that high, but that's because there's a lot of shuffling of oil going on around the world. There's over 1 billion barrels of oil currently stored at sea that they're just moving around. I think the last time I looked, it was 1.2 or 1.3 billion barrels of oil at sea. In addition to that, you have China purchasing over an additional 1 million barrels of oil a day to put back in storage. They're adding significant volumes to their strategic storage levels and capacity to store oil. I don't know why, but when they're done, they're going to have more oil stored in China by far than anywhere else in the world. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with it, but they're doing something with it. They've got a plan. But regardless, we're still in crash territory, and I don't see any way out of it. And a lot of people don't agree with me because they're looking at storage reports, but you can't stop what's coming. You have to recognize everything that's happening around the world. And the only thing keeping oil prices propped up at the moment is what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, a very weak dollar, and the fact that China is storing away oil like crazy. If any of those things stops occurring, it's like this magic trifecta of things that are artificially inflating oil prices. If any of those things stop occurring, it's all downhill from there. It's pretty much going downhill even with those things occurring. It should be worse. It's just not. And of course, one of the problems is how completely unpredictable Donald Trump is and the things he's going to do in the future. He might make nice with China tomorrow, and that might lend some further support to oil prices, or he might burn the whole thing to the ground. Who knows? That makes forecasting next to impossible. I just think there's far too much downward pressure on prices for them to not ultimately give in and drop significantly more. Anyway, once again, thanks so much to all my new followers and subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. Have a great Tuesday.